So let's talk about the false reality that almost everyone is living in. It covers everything, so much so that could take a subject of food and run forever. Relationships, internet, phone. Those are the main ones. Jobs, even. So the false reality is part of the inversion, of course, and it's trying to create everything that is not natural to our soul, because it doesn't want us to be close to God, which is what we are. If you still have a soul, um, we have a very deep connection to God, and that has to do with relationships, with food, with society, with our children, and all of these things are being attacked by darkness, by the inversion, trying to get us to take a different path and lose more contact with our Creator. It's been happening for a long time, and boy, oh boy, it's at its apex now. So, I'm not a fear guy, and I'm not a Bible guy, but if I were, I can see why they're all going crazy. This is the apex right now. I mean, as far as history of how bad, how far the soul has fallen away from our Creator, and yeah, it could get worse. I hate to say it. I think the timelines change, and there's a lot of really good people affecting the collective consciousness, and the collective consciousness is affected by every thought that goes through everyone's head, their actions, their intentions, and their follow through. And in truth, there's a lot of really strong, good people, angels, making a difference and changing the collective consciousness. Finally, so the false reality is in everything, and it's all the time. There's so many examples of this. Again, everything's so complex, but I always try to keep it as easy as I can. And it branches off into many things, but let's just take the few that I mentioned before. So, food. The false reality of food is GMOs, even organic. I know organic farmers, and it's really not organic. Not growing your own food, uh, going to a grocery store and getting food, all of these things that keep you detached from what it takes to do that, to get the food, you know, and animals and everything. That's a false reality. So people don't realize what it's all coming from, what it's all about, and then their connection to Mother Earth and respecting Mother Earth and everything that comes out of it and giving thanks. So let's do relationships next. Relationships have been so skewed because everyone thinks that they have to have a certain relationship to get, I don't know, happiness, which is, it's just a perfect trick of darkness to make you think that if you get this, you'll be happy. And then when you get that, you realize, oh, well, I'm not happy. Darkness does that with everything. It's just out to get a hook in your mouth and reel you in. And you got to see through this stuff. Relationships can be they can be amazing on all levels with all people. You got to have relationships, and that's one of the thing. The fake reality is getting you to be so involved with your mobile phone, you don't talk to people. You don't talk to your family. You don't talk to your children. You don't talk to your friends. You can go out to dinner and you see people on their phone. That is just ridiculous. That's pathetic. I mean, you're supposed to be, you recharge your battery. Your soul wants to be recharged by people that gives to you and you give to them. And there's a torsion field around yourself and around everyone you contact. And there should be a wholesome giving on both parts. And then your soul's happy. It recharges it. It can, okay, I'll keep taking on more. But that's all been skewed and taken away. So the false reality just wants to get you in everything. So relationships are skewed because it's really hard to build a really good relationship because everyone's been propagandized so much. They don't know what's real and what's good and what they should do, what's cool, so to speak. And I can guarantee you everything that's probably not cool is cool. That's the inversion. People need to step back and just listen to their soul. Their soul will tell them everything. Your higher self will tell you everything. And if you're quiet and listen, it'll tell you everything. So I think that's what God is trying to get us to get back and doing, is listening to our soul, because that's the direct connection that came from God. So yeah, there's everything that'll keep you in a relationship. All the false, profiles of people, and they're not even who they are or whatever. I'm really not a technology guy, so I don't spend a lot of time on that. But I get it; it's clearly obvious. So, and then social. The social thing's the biggest poison there is, because it'll attack the whole organism, the human species. Try to get it to think that they need to be something that they don't need to be. If everyone could just stop and boil this all back down to what it's worth, it's very simple. It always is very simple. The more technology gets complex, the more that's a trick. The more it's keeping you away from the simplicities. God is very simple. You can see God in a drop of water, in the eyes of your child, or wildlife, or a tree, or very simple, super simple. So the false reality is going to try to make things complex, and try to make you think that you need something you don't need, and try to make you think that things are safe that aren't safe. And it's saturating. It's everything. It's everyone. It's all the time. And you really have to fight it. You have to fight against all of it. One thing is to not have fear, because that's the thing that's the control matrix, is always going to go back to fear. So even if you see through the veil and you're understanding the truth, the fear can still get you. So, food is a concern, but the more you think about food and what you're eating, and all the chemicals and air and the chemtrails, or geoengineering is what it's actually called, the more that can actually affect you. Don't be scared of anything. Understand that our God is protecting us on all levels. And once you can realize you don't need anything but the simplicities, and you're going to get poisoned by everything right now, because it's literally in everything, don't worry about it. Understand that it can't affect you. You're so strong that it's not going to have an effect on you. And that will work to a certain degree, depending on your energy signal and depending on many, many things. I mean, everyone's super complex. The variables are endless with every soul, as they're meant to be. So are the timelines, depending on the choices of those souls. So the fake reality is everywhere. Don't buy into it. Just keep it simple. Talk to people. Show your love. Give compliments. Show through your acts. Do things of kindness. Give without expecting anything back. And you got to really mean that. And then the false reality will just fade away. It can't handle it. It can't. The false construct only exists if we give it power. So take away the power from the false reality, and let's get down to just being love. All right, guys. I love you.